What's going on, guys? I'm back with another video and I want you guys to pay attention in this video. I have a lot to talk about. I'm going to cover USDT dominance, what it looks like, what I talked about to my members, the scenario that could happen. I gave 3 different scenarios for USDT dominance. So far for weekly, it looks like this, which it is going to closer to happen like this way, but we don't know yet. We might go back down to this red line that I have told you guys about a long time ago. So I gave bearish and bullish scenarios for Bitcoin, and I had these lines, these bullish movements for you guys before it even happened. Okay, so I told you guys we should not break below $56,000-$57,000 again. If we do, we're gonna go lower around $52,000-$53,000. But I also left this on here so you guys see that in the worst case scenario, for bullish scenario, actually, we might just have another touch to this blue support level and start going higher. And I told you guys that USDT dominance, this arrow, I'm gonna go to daily chart. I'm gonna also cover Bitcoin dominance, and we might see altcoins pumping a small alt season for us. So that's good news. But none of these are financial advice. Do your own research. These are just my own opinion, okay? Just for educational. Okay, so I'm gonna talk about different scenarios that I showed in here for my members. So far for USDT dominance, guys, I want you guys to pay attention. If you remember, I had this arrow in here, and I told you guys that when we usually have a bunch of red candles, and we have one different color. I mean, let's say it doesn't matter. It can happen for bullish scenario too, but if it's for bearish scenario, if we have a bunch of reds and we have green and it's still red, so this area usually rejects or supports for bullish or bearish. It depends on what we're talking about. So in this case, I said that there's a huge chance of rejecting USDT dominance, and that made Bitcoin to start pumping. Okay, clearly see this. So when we went down here, we had all this movement for USDT dominance, and as we started getting rejected, I said if we do not break above this level and do not break a daily candle above this green candle, which will be almost 5.40 above this area, we should see Bitcoin pumping again, and you guys see that. Okay, so when I'm talking about different scenarios, guys, do not think that YouTubers or the TAs are gods in here. We talk about just probabilities, guys. There's nobody knows where the markets goes. Okay, so just keep that in mind. Do not think that people who make videos and show you their opinions, they just know exactly where we are going. But these are what I told you. I gave you bullish and bearish scenarios, and you guys see that. But I said that there's a huge possibilities that we get rejected, and that's going to be bullish for Bitcoin and altcoins. And you guys saw that happening. Okay, so far, I'm going to go back to weekly. So it looks kind of my drawing. Look, so I told you guys, because we had a lot of rejections around this yellow level long time ago, we might get rejected again, and we might go back down to revisit this red line actually for the first time. We did not quite touch it in here, right? By looking at this, you guys see that I talked about this scenario that we might, if we get rejected, we might go back down to revisit this area. But after we revisit this area, we should not lose this. If we do, it's going to be more bullish for altcoins and Bitcoin, and we're going to start going lower for USDT dominance, and that's going to pump Bitcoin and altcoins. Okay, so for now, guys, my humble opinion is going to be we might still go lower. So Bitcoin, even if Bitcoin just goes sideways, we might see Bitcoin losing a little bit of dominance. And if we are about to break this trend line for USDT, for Bitcoin dominance, that we had this last support, these 2 levels. And if we make a line all the way up here, we had almost another touch, and it's about to break down. And if we do, we're going to see a lot of altcoins starting pumping, because Bitcoin is going to probably go sideways for now. Okay, or just go a little bit lower so it loses dominance. And because this movement that we had from $56,000 up to almost $72,000, that brings back life to altcoins. Okay, so that you guys can clearly see how they are having correlations together. USDT having opposite correlations with altcoins and Bitcoin, and you guys see that as we, if we break it, started breaking, we might go down, have another pullback, but it start going lower. And if we start going lower, we're gonna see probably altcoins pump. So that's good news. A lot of you guys that are holding a lot of altcoins and wondering why they're not moving is because of this reason. Okay, so a lot of focus was on Bitcoin, and we saw that after dropping all the way down here from 74,000 to $56,000, 500 ish, that showed that how Bitcoin can take away confidence from altcoins. And you guys said a lot of the coins that are started like losing a lot of their value was because of this reason. But you guys see that, but as we are going higher, and as we are seeing that Bitcoin dominance is going to break this trend line and start going lower, that means more percentage is going to go to altcoins, and that's going to be great for a lot of altcoins to start pumping. In my next video, I'm going to talk about Ethereum versus Bitcoin chart, and that's going to be a very important one. Make sure to subscribe and like the video right now and hit the notification button so you do not miss that video. And please, please like the video. It does not cost you anything. It just helps the channel. Okay, and as whatever I'm talking about in here are basically just facts, whatever I see in the charts. And you guys saw, if you have been following me, you see that everything in the micro perspective and micro chart, everything almost happening. Okay, so I told you guys we are ranging between these two lines. There's nothing to brag about. I'm just telling you that what I see in here, I'm just telling you the truth. Okay, I'm not just hyping you up, because I was telling you that we might start going higher when we were around this area for USDT. I said we're gonna go up to this yellow line. I have not moved this yellow line, just to tell you guys that I have told you that we might start going lower for Bitcoin and we start crashing, or whatever pullback, if you want to call it. And as we started going up to this level, we touched it, and I told you guys that we might get rejected, and that's going to be bullish. So far, all these movements that we are seeing, and I told you guys before we around this area, I told you guys the lowest we might go would be around this red level because of the lowest point we had. But we had a lot of support for USDT dominance. That's why we got a lot of support when Bitcoin started pulling back, if you want to call it. If you don't like to call it crash, I don't care. It's whatever you want to call it. So far, this movement so far looks like this. If we get little bit of support around this area, and as soon as I see it, I'm gonna let you guys know. But as it's still, I said that we might go back down to 3.74%, down to this red line, and start going higher. It's still in longer term, I would say I am still not 100% bullish. Okay, so because I'm gonna show you this chart right here, I told you guys I still see a gap in here. You guys see a lot of the green candles are missing in here. So, and we do not see that Bitcoin started going lower, but we did not completely fill this gap. And if you guys remember, I made a trend line in here, and in RSI, I said Bitcoin is looking bullish. And as you guys saw that we had a small pullback and started going higher. Okay, we're gonna start probably make a new all-time high. There is a huge chance of Bitcoin is still going, even making $75,000. So that is very, very possible for Bitcoin, and that's gonna probably bring Bitcoin. Yeah, that's gonna probably make Bitcoin for to touch new all-time high, and that's gonna be extremely bullish, and that's gonna make a lot of altcoins to start pumping, because Bitcoins are, I mean, people are gonna get into a lot of confidence that will run its back, and Bitcoin has already bought. Okay, but so far, I'm just telling you, for this scenario, for USDT dominance, as I said, we still might go lower if we get support. And the reason I'm saying we can get a lot of support is because of the almost the same idea. Okay, when we see a lot of these movements, we have this red candle right here. We might still go back down, get a little bit of support, and start going higher. Okay, or and if we get rejected on this area, because we have a lot of sideways for a while, because we have already broken below, and you guys see that the reason we had these red candles, one green, let me make it wider, all these reds, green, and more reds, and we had a lot of rejections around this level. right? But we finally broke up and we got support on top. But all the way we started going higher, but still we broke down and it started going lower, right? So we can still go lower for Bitcoin and for USDT dominance. That's gonna make a new all-time high probably for Bitcoin. And if Bitcoin just stays the same around the 70s, 71, $72,000 or even $74,000, that a lot of this USDT is gonna pump into altcoins. And as we see a lot of support here, if we start going sideways for a while and I see a bullish sign for USDT dominance, I'm going to call it bearish for Bitcoin, okay? Bitcoin and altcoins. So you guys need to watch out for that. But if we still see strongly breaking below this level and going towards this level, we might see another touch. And that's where I'm going to be very cautious. I'm going to be very cautious because this is where I'm going to probably cash out most of my money. Okay, there's no way I'm going to be 100% out. I just want to put it out there. But I'm going to be extremely cautious because we saw a little bit of support once in here. And once we get to this level and get another support, as soon as I get another confirmation, we're going to start pulling back. Okay, and that's going to bring down Bitcoin significantly, and that's going to bring a lot of fear into the market. Okay, and the reason we are seeing a lot of Bitcoin, and stock markets have been making new all-time highs, and Bitcoin is kind of falling behind. And usually Bitcoin is pretty great at kind of recovering and going and catching up with the rest of the market, and that's why we are seeing a lot of good movements for Bitcoin. So we should probably see a new all-time high for Bitcoin. That's about it for this video. Please support. Comment down below what you think about this video. I gave you a lot of reasons to be bullish for now, but as I said, we're going to be still cautious because we have not seen a God candle, green God candle after all-time high to get completely away from all-time high to make sure that we are completely in the bull run. Okay, and as I'm still following very closely USDT dominance, and that shows that how every time we look at USDT gives us a good cheat sheet for us that where Bitcoin is going and where money is going. That's going to be a really good sign for you guys, and you need to not ignore it. Okay, so make sure to subscribe, like the video, comment down below, share this video with your friends, and I will be back soon. Peace.